The kidnappers who killed some victims in Oyo State despite collecting ransom appear to have murdered sleep, and there will be no sleep for them. A joint security task force in the state, known as Operation Bust and Western Security Network, codenamed Amotekun Corps, stormed forests in Abaa, Surulere Local Government Area, in search of killers of the final year student of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, LAUTECH. Ogbomoso, a US-based hotelier, and one other person. The security invasion led to the arrest of some suspects. Let's start from Ogbomoso, this LAUTECH thing. I felt bad. And I almost, something that reviewed a standard. Look, it's not worth it to just stay in this country, because the level at which people are living this country, when you want to look at it, this person came from, the US.
Remember the man who from Okeogun, who also came from abroad?
A farmer.
Yes, to set up a farm.
Yes.
So the same
that
fate.
was what caused the Sunday Igboho uprising.
Yes, it was the same fate that befell him. They kidnapped him, and eventually they took his life. In this case, I don't know if you've listened to the audio. There's an audio clip. It's very disturbing. Very disturbing. Yes, he was saying that blood was no longer flowing to every part of his arm. That they should at least loosen the rope. But these guys did not listen. Clearly, they were expecting a humongous sum of money. But as the relation who was speaking to them was saying, this guy took money from the bank to set up business here. So it's not as if there is cash somewhere. They expected that, okay,
they had
that they even kept money at home. He said even if he's looking for money, they still have to reach the bank. They were not listening. The guy was struggling with his Yoruba, and was abusing them, threatening them. These are not human beings that we are dealing with. One of my biggest regrets is that we allow these guys to spread their tentacles before we crush them. Every time you do that as a nation, you regret it. This was the same way we treated Boko Haram. Yes. Now they're everywhere. Look at the innocent final year student who felt idle at home and decided to take up a job in the hotel. They killed her as well. So it's anger that prompts some of these that they expect that they will get so much money. We said it before that, look, the prayer is let God not allow you to be kidnapped. When you are kidnapped, you could die. Because these guys they are animals. We are dealing with animals. They are constantly. There was someone that I was responding to on Facebook, because Nigerians don't even understand how some of these things work. Some Nigerians have never been victims of kidnapping. None of their relations had been victims. So somebody said, anytime they kill someone, it must be because a relation facilitated. This is not true. There are people who are permanently on drugs. Once you kidnap them and they can't have access to those drugs, it's a matter of hours. They can die. I've told you this story.
It's not there are people out of 10, like 7, they're on drugs.
Then,
blood pressure.
Okay, look at the man that was kidnapped, the man that came from the US that was kidnapped. Why did they shoot him? Because they were moving them constantly, and he could not walk. He could not, that rigor was too much for him.
Some are diabetic.
So they didn't want to keep, they could not see themselves carrying him. So in anger, they just shot him.
Can you imagine?
So you would now say it's because somebody identified. No, the real kidnappers, they don't interface with the people who bring ransom. There is a different group that arranges for ransom and tells you where to drop ransom. They are in the bush. They don't come out. They don't know how these people operate. People just make comments. You don't see them. You that you are paying ransom, you will not see them. They are not fools.
Now very organized.
They are organized. It's someone else that will tell you, okay, put the money here, put the money there. Do you know now that even it's not in the bush alone that they collect ransom? Even they can say, go to so hotel at this time. An old hotel in Kaduna, Amdala, they arrange for ransom to be picked up at Amdala. Just recently. So to imagine that, oh, it is the same people in the bush that you will now take the ransom to. No, that's not how it operates. They will be the one to now tell you, okay, go and take your person at so place. They will have moved him to a place where you will now receive the person. Sometimes it's the corpse that you find.
Especially our brethren abroad, it's not the best time to say you want to come and do one burial, you want to come and, in a remote part of the country. I cannot guarantee anybody's safety right now, the way it's looking, because these guys, they act on intelligence, they have information, they know the expatriates coming, they know people coming in and out.
It's a whole business, as you are aware. And I keep telling people, and they don't seem to understand. If you look at those who are caught in the forest, look at their skin, look at the way they look. It's obvious that they are just
the Iron boys.
That the real kidnappers are somewhere in our midst. Who knows the terrain, who know what to do, who know what to do with the money. And a lot of people believe that most of them are trained, or people who have passed through the training in the armed forces or the police. They are not really you and me.
Discharged.
Most of them are either dismissed, discharged, or even some serving officers. So the Americans will say, when in trouble, remove the impossible. And face the possible. So what we need to do now is very clear. You cannot allow this thing to continue to fester. Ogbomoso is at the deep end of Yoruba land. In fact, in the old days, Ogbomoso was the border town of the Yoruba country. So this is a warning to everybody who assume that because we keep saying that the Southwest is relatively safe, everything will work the same. Like that. Everybody is keen to this problem. So that's because I spoke to the DCP Oyo State, Ilara, and he said that what they are trying to do is to be proactive. And I'm glad that they are working with Amotekun and working with the security network. Because that's the only way for us to solve this problem. These people know the forests, hunters, vigilantes. They know every nook and cranny. And now that the police themselves are trying to just assume, okay, with this hotspot, let's cleanse it before it becomes.
The land they even made some arrests already. So when they made the arrest, you then have to come and defend yourself, and they will do some profiling before they know what to do. There is rumor that a brother.
As an informant,
it's a lie.
It's debunked.
It's a lie. In fact, I went to a sister that you know very well. I went to her wall. I saw people saying, "Oh, the brother confessed." Absolute falsehood. At no time did they arrest any brother. You know when these things happen, you know, and our people are always eager to say, "Okay, this." Do you know the medium that published that story? By the time we went back there in the morning, they have pulled it down, meaning that it's fake news. It's fake news. The same way they told us that the president of Chad, that his son who took over killed all the presidential guards, and we would tell them sometimes they will be arguing, So there's nothing like this. The brother to the deceased being linked. The police have not said that to anyone. So it's just the figment of the imagination of the liars who are on social media, who are using all kinds of... everybody is a journalist now. No filtration. People just sit down, they concoct stories, and the rest of us believe.
Editing is dead.
Yes, because they have phones, and we tend to believe them.